Hi guys, the name is S.D. Williams. Today I'm just taking a walk, but I want you to get something here. How do we practice the things that we read? Look at this estate here. So beautiful, so very, very beautiful. It's a new estate. When you read the Bible, or when you read the Bible, it says this: in the beginning, God created heaven and earth, and later on, He created human beings. Look at this place here. This is a new estate. Nobody lives here. But before this estate is completed for people to move in, the street need to be done. This is the street I'm walking on. And the footpaths need to be done. And the lighting system need to be in place. Look, even your driveway is already cut. They know who stay here, who is gonna be here before they sell the land. And after, people move in. But how many times in our place, back where we come from, our leaders think about that before they even allow somebody to build a house? I remember a friend of mine went to buy a land in Ghana, and there was no road. He bought the land, and later on they said, do you mind putting a small space for the other person to also add a small space? Then we make the road through that place. How come you need to buy the land before the road? But look at here. The land is already in place. The street is already made. The footpath is already made. Even your driveway is already made. The street light is in place. This is the difference between some people who read and practice what they read and people who just read. We say we are Christians. We need to understand that God created everything before human being. Can you imagine the reason why we are struggling? Africa is struggling, or Ghanaians, we're struggling back home because we made human beings before everything happened. And so people don't even have a place to stay. But when you come here, that jobs that we don't respect back home is the same job people do here: cleaning, painting, carpentry, just name them. But they all live in a fancy place because the system has been in place that everything is already made. Before you even buy the land, these are the things that you will go through. You see? Before you will even buy the land. But back home, it's not like that. It's not like that. How long are we gonna allow this to happen in our countries? And we always come here, feel stranded. You qualify for a better job, but because they don't trust you, they don't trust your capabilities, they will never give you that job. They will give you that cleaning job, It's like we're still back in the slave system, but this time they've modernized the slave system, so you don't see it. You don't see it. You see? This is just a gist that I want you to get. Look at it. Before human beings will come and live on this land, everything needs to be in place. The street light, the street signs, a lot of street signs. Even the latest streets, the latest road in Ghana, Tema Interchange, Tema Motorway Interchange. You don't see too much street signs. People just get lost. They don't know where they're going. You see? This is a beautiful place, and people who live here, they're not better than anybody. They are ordinary people. That's the difference between those who live in the West and those who live back home. They put things in place before anything happened. You can never ever move in a house which is not complete. But back home, now then they will move to somebody's uncompleted house. Or because they don't have it. We have that mindset. We poor. When are we gonna be rich? when are we going to be rich? And this is the question for all of us who are watching it. And you can share the video. Look, this is why people go through the desert, go through all the hardship. Some people died, all because they want to come and live in a place like this. Even though this, it's not free. I'm not joking, it's not free. But the system has been in place that if you can afford it, the bank will help you to do it. And this is what I have for you today. Share the video, tell a friend that we need to grow up. We need to understand that being a Bible followers or any religious group, we need to understand that God made everything before human beings. God made everything. And so before we also move in a place, we need to make sure there's street light, there's better road, there's better street sign, everything before we move in. We can't just move in the place and we say that leave a small space. Your other person live in a small space, then we make the street or we make the road. How can we survive on a land like that? You see, so beautiful. It's the sundown, and I was just going for a walk, and I decided to make this video because I can't believe it that in this 21st century, there are some places that you watch on YouTube back home is just terrible. But by the way, I'm not saying here is heaven though. Look, people put rubbish everywhere. They're not the people here, they're not really 100%. But the system in place work. If you dump a rubbish and they get you pay for it. But back home, here will be Bolakesi in Bojase, So yeah, but the people here, they're not perfect. The system is in place. The system is all what we pray for. We all follow politics because we want the best for our countries. I would be so happy to see this in Efiekuma. I was so happy to see this in Choco. I would be so happy to see something like that in very, very great places in Ghana. But we still have this kind of mindset that all what we need is a place to live, a place to sleep. We don't care. Look, somebody's beautiful garden. You see? So please, let's get this in our head that we are here to learn a lot, to take it back home, to make things happen over there. We can't just continue with the old system in our mind. You see, everywhere there's a footpath, there's a street. There's a footpath, there's a street. You get where I'm coming from? Everything, and you wake up, or you could go for a walk, or you could do whatever. You could do whatever you want to do. This place, even though it's not like they are perfect people, we are perfect people who lives here. But the system makes sure that the street light works. You get what I mean? The system makes sure that everything that we need is already here. It's going on. You get what I mean? So please, let's develop this mindset, go back home and develop our country. We always say Africa is rich, but I don't see it. We can be rich as much as we want. But as far as I'm aware, we are the poorest continent in the world. Even though we're sitting on gold, we're walking on gold, we put gold on our nails, on our finger, on our foot, like our kings. But still, look at where they live. I remember I went to see one of the prominent people in Ghana, and I was like, is that his house? Is that where he lives? Hey, Asemo. You see? All the way to the top there, comes down to my street here. I'm almost home now. And this is my humble abode. So guys, let's catch up on the flip side of life. I just came back from work, and yeah, so let's catch up on the flip side of life. And we should have a positive mindset that whatever good things we are seeing here, we can go home and do it. Because people live here, they're not better than you and I. Most of us who lives here, like, no one is working in the mines. No one is working in the mines. No one is getting like, $1 million paycheck. But we all have a place that we be proud of. And so this is what I have for you. God bless you and have a wonderful time. The name is Zia Williams. I'm out.